So you probably have been noticing these kind of messages on Instagram. And honestly, this method is still working. It's still providing incredible results for some clients. But of course, some people are against it. Some people are just don't prefer to use it. So I'm here to tell you that this method works. A lot of niches will find this method is actually bringing even better results than running Facebook ads. And I'm here to show you how you can exactly do this. So there are two platforms that you can do this, senddms.com and instarobot.pro. So as you remember from the video in the past where I talked about Instagram marketing, how you can start your agency, and I was mentioning those two platforms. And in this video, I want to go over them and just show you how you can set up, especially the Insta Robot one, because it's a little bit more complicated, but it's pretty much extremely useful, right? So the first one is senddms.com. So this platform is gonna offer pretty much the same thing as Insta Robot. It's going to be sending those mass DMs. The pricing is pretty much similar. Insta Robot sometimes is a little bit higher because whenever there's like an agency who is spending a lot of money there, they have like a bidding system where it becomes a bit more expensive, but at the end it's pretty much the same price. And you can see here on the website how it works. You can see the reviews as well. You can also check out their Black Hat World thread, which they have here, and you can see how it works. You can see the reviews from other people. I'm gonna leave those links in the description so you can check out yourself and just investigate here. But this one is pretty simple. You set it up. There is a person as well that you can talk in the Telegram and he's gonna guide you, but they only accept Bitcoin. So you have to be paying in Bitcoin, in a cryptocurrency. And for some people, this is just not the right payment method, right? So if this doesn't work in terms of the payment, the Insta Robot, the second one, it's much more, I would say, easier to set it up once you understand all the features they have, and then you can monitor it pretty well as well. So first of all, when you go to this website, I also leave the link in the description, you need to switch to the English. The translation is not perfect, but still, I'm gonna show you in this video how you can set it up. So when you click on the check-in here, let me just open this in another tab. So it's gonna ask you for pretty much your email, password, and then confirm your password, right? So that's what it says. So here you go for your email, password, and then the last line is confirm your password. And then you click on the register, right? So once you're in, which is here, you have to go on the right top section here. And then you're gonna click on the mass spam messages, right? That's what it's called. Because I'm already in the spam messages, which is here, you're not gonna see this in the section here. But let's say, for example, you log in for the first time, you might appear in this tab, right? And then you just have to go and click on the direct spam messages, which is right here, right? So afterwards, you're gonna go and click on the paper message. So sending a DM, paper message, that's where it's gonna send from the child accounts. There's other options they have here. You can send from your own account, which doesn't work really well, but they also have another one, which is the mentions, which I'll probably record another video and show you how this works. So we're gonna go to the sending DM, paper message, then we're gonna click on add campaign, and here you can just name whatever you want. You can just name so you can remember it, and then you can choose here that it's gonna send DMs for online users, or it's gonna send to your own user list. So you can, if you have a list of the usernames or IDs, you can just import it here, and then you can use that as a source, right? So in our case, we're gonna go for online users, and you can just list the name. And let me just use one of my example ones. So afterwards, you're gonna see this page where you're gonna see competitors, hashtags, and locations. So that's where you can target people. So you can go ahead and target by competitors, hashtags, and also locations. Locations is a little bit trickier, so you have to get used to it. So for example, let's say if I wanna pick a location in New York, I'm just gonna type New York. You're usually gonna see the first result. That's what it's gonna be about, right? And then afterward, just very simple, zoom in and use this arrow to just navigate the area you want to target, right? So you can just use this cursor and just pretty much use the that's where those locations can be picked up, right? Then afterwards, you click on the start geopoint search, you see those locations here, right? And then let me actually remove them because I already have a lot of locations. So you click on the start geopoint search. Let's see. Okay, sometimes it might not work very well, right? So you have to test. So like right now it seems to be it's not working properly. So let me just maybe type it here. Okay, so you have to double check yourself, because sometimes it does work well, sometimes it doesn't. But honestly, location is not the criteria you're gonna go and target, although it still could be valuable for some clients, for some niches, right? But let me just try and clear out the location tab here, and I'll just do it again. So let's say, once again, we're typing New York here. We're seeing the first result. We're just gonna X and then choose the area. Let's click on the start geopoint search. Okay, yeah, so it might seem that it's not working properly. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes they fix it. So as I'm recording this video, unfortunately, this doesn't work. But then what you can do, you can actually do another hack here. You can just go to your Instagram, and for example, you can just search for, let's say I'm gonna go for New York, right? And actually Instagram might be down because there is, okay, no, it is working fine. So you go to New York, right? And you can see these numbers, which is pretty much what you need to insert here, right? So this is what you need in order to find that location, right? So you can just go to any locations right here like this and copy this and paste this into your Insta Robot platform, right? So that's how we do it. Hashtags, just simple keywords without any, so just you can just write, let's say New York, and then in this case, it's just gonna use this name, right? So once you're done here, you go to the settings. By the way, so here you can also choose, I mean, you can just choose competitor audience if that is important. If you're going to use the hashtags and locations, you can just leave it like this, or you can turn on for everything, because in this case, it's going to go and find the new followers, the new people who liked. So this is like the recent people, right? So that's, you have to test, because I've been using without any of those and with them, and the results are pretty much similar. So I can't say which one is better. So you have to test it yourself. When you go to the settings, that's where you can write those this message. So the message, honestly, you have to test, because once again, the more friendlier, the more authentic you come in the message, the better conversion you're gonna have, right? So if you're just gonna sound aggressive, that's not gonna work. You have to, I find it, obviously people know that this is a spam account, so they don't know, they know that it's not a team member or any other thing. So you have to be clear with that. You have to say like, hey, sorry to bump into inbox, or sorry to message you from our spam account or empty account, but I'd like to blah blah blah, right? So you want to make sure you sound nice, polite as well, and in the end you can always say like, thank you for your support, or thank you for your time. Just like whenever, you know, that's why it's the beauty of the messaging. So it's a marketing tool, right? So you have to come and sound as an, you know, authentic person, because obviously they know that it's a spam message from a spam account, but you have to be sounding as someone who is legit, that, you know, okay, you're using this strategy, but you're just sharing the message, right? So eventually, you know, you can be sending tens of thousands of these messages, and that's where the marketing plays, right? Because more people see it, and eventually you will get a conversion. So that's where you set up the message. Make sure you also attach your profile. So in this case, you can attach a media, which is a link to your Instagram post, or you can attach a username. So you have to just type your username and then click save. So make sure you don't miss this step, because if you don't attach your profile, then you're not gonna receive a response back, and you're not gonna track any leads or conversions, right? So then once you're done with the message, make sure you click save, and then you go to the common things, that's what they call, and then here you can choose how many messages per day you want to send, and also you can see additional rate, right? So once again, this pricing is in rubles, right? So you can go always to the Google, and you can just do like a quick conversion. So for example, let's say we're going to be sending, let's go back here, so 5,000 messages, right? It's basically 0.3 per message. So you just go to the calculator and do this really quickly. So let's say we do 5,000, you multiply 0.3, you get 1,500, right? And then you go here and you just go 1,500, and then that's what it's going to cost you in dollars, right? So make sure you are using this just for your conversion, so you know how much you're going to be charged and how it works, right? But this is the whole system of it, so it's very simple. Now the additional rate, it's just something like, let's say there is, because whenever you start the campaign, you're gonna go to the action log and you're gonna see that, for example, your queue is maybe 10, 12, right? Because there is other people who are bidding higher, and that's why they're just gonna be sending the messages faster, right? So if you wanna send the message fast, you have to bid. And the bid, what I will suggest is that, so it usually takes 0.3, that's the default rate. And if you put here 0. For example, 3, that's gonna mean your total price is gonna be 0.6, right? So now it's double. And that means that this message is gonna be sending faster, but you're gonna be charged, you know, pretty much double, right? You can put here more. So I've seen probably the maximum bid, which was pretty much like 0.9 total. So if you put like 0.6, like your messages, those 5,000 messages could probably gonna be sent like within an hour, right? So, but if you keep your bid to 0, you should be able to cover 5,000 in a day, right? But once again, if you just want to increase your frequency, I highly suggest you to include the additional rate and just whatever you can try. I'll suggest to start with 0.3 just to see how fast it will send. And then if it's sending fast, you can just leave it. Or if it's sending slow, you can maybe increase it to 0.5. So your total bid is going to be 0.8, which you're going to be definitely at the top there, right? So you can also choose a time here. It's a Moscow time zone. I usually suggest to do it around the clock, right? Because like this, it just sends 24/7 and you're going to get, you know, the leads all the time. So filtration, this is super important. So don't skip this step. Make sure you're actually putting time to, you know, have those criteria, because followers, you don't want to be sending messages to hundreds of thousands of followers because they're not going to see the message. They're probably gonna not even react to that, right? So you want to make sure you target people that you want. So maybe even go like very small, up to 2,000 followers, right? Then subscription, that means the people they're following, right? So again, here you can just pick any range you want. Only with avatars, yes, last post, number of posts. So this one is actually good because you can say message people who have at least 5 posts and let's say unlimited, right? Then ignore private profiles. You can do this, you can, you know, ignore, it's up to you. And afterwards, list white words. So this is actually pretty useful. So let's say you want to target people, let's say you want to target coaches, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your list, you're going to click here, and then you're going to just type, let's say coach. For example, you can type other things, right? So that way it's gonna look in their bio and see if they have this information. So let's say their coach in the bio, it says, or entrepreneur or athlete, fitness, whatever. That's how it's gonna find these people. So it's actually pretty useful. So, but if you're starting for the first time, just uncheck this so you can see how it works, and then you can become more and more specific. So this one, it says English, right? You have to write it in English, but honestly, I suggest to keep it off because this filter doesn't work super properly. So just leave it blank like this, and just make sure your target profiles has that audience that you're looking for, right? So that's gonna do the thing. So don't worry about this thing here. So make sure you always click save, and then once you're done, you can just turn on and you can see how it works. So the last thing is the balance, the payment, right? So the payment is very secure here. And if you go, so first of all, you need to top up the balance. Before you click turn on, you have to have some positive balance. So you have to go here and click top up the balance. And afterwards, you just have to go, so you pick the price. Once again, this is in rubles, right? So you have to make a conversion. So let's say you're topping up, for example, 5,000, right? So you just go back here, 5,000 rubles, that's gonna be around $64, right? So that's what you should be looking for. And afterwards, I suggest you to, when you go here, make sure you use the Tinkoff, right? So this payment gateway is super secure. This is one of the leading banks in Russia, and they have a very good international support. So like your card is gonna be totally safe. It's gonna accept it. So actually they also have a Coinbase, which is pretty interesting, right? But Tinkoff is very safe. You can use a card. You can actually pay, which I encourage, with Apple Pay or Google Pay, right? So if you're using Apple Pay, make sure you're using Safari and Google Pay. I mean, you can use the Chrome, right? And then you top up the balance. So it should be very straightforward. As soon as you click start on your campaign right here, so when you click start, the balance, it's going to be subtracting your balance, right? So just be ready. For example, if you have multiple campaigns, just make sure you click stop for some campaigns if you want to just stop them, pause them, so like this you don't lose your balance, right? So that should be it. That's very straightforward. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you're if something is not clear, let me know, but this should be very straightforward, and this tool is super powerful. Not many people are going to be actually disclosing this, but I'm here to show you all things about Instagram marketing and how you can use them for your clients, for your agency as well, for maybe your personal reasons too. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. You can always send me direct message on Instagram if you're not sure how everything works, and I'll be happy to provide you more information and guide you as well. So thanks again, and see you in the next video.